name's Milo Rocks, and I'm the creator, writer, animator, editor, star, and probably something else of the web series Milo's Political Crash Course.
My name is Squill, and I do the voices for the evil RNC leader, as well as Dick Steamsworth.
I'm Jay, known online as Solstice Sky, and I'm the silly person who makes the silly talking sprites for these silly videos.
Most of the writing for this series happens at school. I'm usually writing stuff when there's a free moment in study hall, or whenever I think I can get away with it.
I use Procreate to make my digital works. For character sprites like these, I typically use a square 2048 by 2048 canvas. I start out with a basic sketch like with any other piece, using the 6B pencil brush. Might have looked a little wonky at the beginning there because I was trying to get a feel for what kind of style I should use. Went for a more basic one with little dot eyes and no nose.
And then it comes to recording the script. This one takes a while because we need to find a day that works for both of us, but after that we usually do the whole script in one take.
Hi, I'm Mark, and I play Mark Electric Rhodium on Milo's Political Crash Course. Is my job hard? Well, depends on who you ask. If you were to ask anyone else whether co-starring in one of the smartest, funniest, and well-produced cartoons of our generation is hard, they'd say yes. But me, it's not too bad.
These voices I pretty much just pull out of my ass. I am currently recording on a microphone with a sock being used as a noise filter. So this is not exactly a grade A operation.
I think modeling is probably my favorite aspect of making these, aside from the writing. Usually modeling takes a good amount of time, but it's worth it. Another trick is to show your camera. Take a look outside the boundaries of your shot and things start to fall apart.
I was given a sheet of references for what expressions I should make, and so the one I started with was a pretty simple blank-ish expression, just looking at the viewer and smiling. This first sprite will also serve as my base for the rest of them, like the sketches.
Then we get on to the biggest chore, animating. The animation is definitely the most time-consuming part of the process, but it's probably the most rewarding.
This method, a single sprite tends to take me about an hour and a half, give or take some depending on how complicated that certain expression is, which is crazy for me, because my art takes so long.
I think Markbot is probably my favorite character to animate. No lip syncing and studied movements are normal for a robot. Plus his facial expressions always make me smile.
I'm her favorite to animate. I'd like to think this is because of my natural charm. That and I do most of the mocap myself.
RNC guy, another contender. His animations are fairly easy to do, mostly because he's so obscure. It's just make expressions with your eyes, which is an acquired talent for me.
Voices I pretty much have just improv'd. The evil RNC leader just hold out of my ass. And Dick Steamsworth is actually pretty much just the character Agent Gordon from the TV show Twin Peaks. And a mix between that and my terrible impression of JFK.
When I'm animating, I usually have on background noise, either that or I'm in call with
Mila, that bitch? Oh, Hi, I'm Milo's former artist and current babysitter. The thing most people don't understand about animating is the time spent versus the reward, which there is none.
Aside from my YouTube shorts, I don't really think I've made a video worse than the original cut of episode 3. A lot of people said the comments were a bit extreme, but I agreed with them wholeheartedly. The story wasn't connected to what I was going on, and the research was too light, and I was quickly realizing that the RNC guy isn't as interesting of a character as I'd hoped for. If you notice, these problems are remedied in episode 4. Mayor and the Tea Kettle is exactly what a show like this needs, a non-repeating antagonist that shows up for an episode and then disappears.
So, none of that really happened, huh?
The script writing for both the animated parts and the edited parts happen at the same time, but I record them separately, just to not waste Mark's time.
My time's important.
I color and shade with normal colors first, using the medium hard airbrush. I gave her the iconic striped beanie and a dark hoodie with a little M on it as a little artistic liberty. I was messing around with some gradient maps, which, if you don't know, are kind of like filters that you can put over your colors to make them match a certain palette more. I used a pre-made one on Procreate called Blaze, and I think it's a very pretty palette, and it was a good choice for what I had going on here, considering Mila's past sprites also had a warm color palette. You'll notice that I switch between layers a lot during the speed paint. That's mostly because I wanted to get a feel for how it would look when switching between the sprites, as you do when you're using them in a video. I make them in batches. It's just easier that way for me. I tend to get sudden bursts of productivity, and when that happens, I make as many as I can and then send them as a batch to Mila.
I like to think of Mark as the talent, and I think he likes it too.
Yeah, I've been approached by plenty of studios requesting my acting talent. I'm actually doing a show in a little bit for something called The Daily Wire.
And once we have every aspect, it's just a matter of putting it all together. Now we have a product that's ready to ship about every once a month, and
For some reason, Mila keeps asking me back to lend the voices here, and I'm just happy to have.
Thank you for watching my little segment thing. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
and I hope you all enjoy watching these as much as I like making them. Hopefully this whole shebang gets renewed for a second season.